so excited about my next guest, you guys. I get excited about a lot of them, but Muki Bolton, oh my gosh, come on. So we met through a mutual friend of ours in Palm Beach, Florida, where Muki lives along with our dear friend Julie Miles. And let me tell you, when I got introduced to Muki Bolton, I didn't just meet a handbag designer, I met a true visionary. I had the absolute pleasure of working with her to create my own custom bags. And the process, it was pure magic, you guys. Every detail, every material, every decision was thoughtful, refined, and completely luxurious. She sold handbags to the rich, to the famous, and the rich and the famous. And before all of this, she was captivating the world on the Olympic ice. From figure skating stardom to building an iconic fashion label, Muki Bolton is the definition of renovation, elegance, and edge. So, welcome to the show, Muki.
Oh, thank you, Amy. Quite the introduction. Yes, thanks so much.
You're
I'm
welcome.
so happy to be here.
So, before we get started, I want to tell everybody I wore my outfit just for you. So, I have a Dolce & Gabbana silk, 100% silk blouse on. And it's got the whole Palm Beach vibe. So I've got the tigers, the orange, the blues, the butterflies, and I paired it with my hat that was made in Ecuador. And it's got the flower. I mean, it's got the palms and the trees. I mean, I look chic, right? I look Palm Beach.
Very chic. Very, very. I love it all.
And
what colors?
I know.
Fantastic.
So saying that, you look lovely. You are the epitome of Palm Beach. Like, you are fabulous. I mean, honestly, you're fabulous. You got the most beautiful pink outfit on. What are you wearing?
I am a little bit subdued from the Palm Beach crowd, but I love it over there. And I am wearing a very sporty Legends, blue pair of jeans, and a cute little coated jean jacket.
I mean, and you got your collar up? Come on.
I do. I always do. I always make it dirty with my makeup, but I do love it that way.
It's so chic.
Thank you.
I think I'm like literally obsessed with you. Seriously. So I met you through Julie Miles, which is a lovely mutual friend of ours who makes outstanding pearl jewelry. And I don't remember exactly how it came about, but I think I was in Palm Beach and we went to dinner.
And
yeah, because you have a friend that is a member.
Very dear friend who joined us for a beautiful dinner. And that's how we met.
That was the first night we met?
I think that's the first time we met in person.
Yeah, because I feel like Instagram, like you feel like you know people.
We were ordering your handbags.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah.
No, actually, no. We did them right after. Yeah,
it doesn't take me long.
Yeah,
I found out what you did, and I was like, I have to have one of those now. Okay, so speaking of, I've gone through the process of myself of creating 2 handbags with you guys, or with you. And I know you guys can't see these bags if you're listening in the car, but we have displayed some of her pieces. And I think I think I got 2. My first 2, I've got a very large black. I'm gonna have you explain it because you say it better than me. But in front of me, I have a large crocodile bag and a brownish color with 2 mixed. It's crocodile and leather. Those are my very first 2 pieces that I got with you. I'm going to circle back later on the piece that you're creating for me now. Okay. But I would love for you to tell everybody the process. How does this work?
Okay. So not too many ladies know exactly how differentiate the skins and what grading they come in and what different skins, exotic skins they are. So my specialty is the most I make my handbags from is crocodile bellies. And any crocodile skin comes in 2 different ways. It's a matte crocodile, which was your black, which we've ordered. It's softer. It doesn't have much shine, but it's very durable and very, very nice. And then it's the shiny belly, which is always considered to be a little bit more dressier. It's also a little bit more stiffer, but at the same time, it is absolutely beautiful. And then, of course, you have other skins. You have ostrich, you have lizard, which became, again, very, very popular. And I happen to love it because it's different, it's lightweight, and it's also much less expensive. But anyhow, if anybody comes to me and they decide to have a beautiful crocodile skin handbag. Normally they already see something, or they know their style they would like to make. And my specialty basically is that whatever they decide, whatever style they want, I can make it for them in a skin. I do carry quite a nice selection of different styles, but if somebody comes tells me they carry a little toad and they say, oh, I would love to have it in a green crocodile, I said, I can do it for you. Yeah,
You make dreams come true.
And it is actually quite wonderful to see how these things happen. I just recently had a wonderful customer who came to me personally, and she was playing around and she wanted a beautiful little duchess in the Himalayan skin. And then from there she said, but I would love to have a little shiny black something. So we start basically from the skin itself. We decide what skin we're going to use, if it's matte skin, if it's shiny skin, if it's ostrich, if it's lizard. And then from there I connect my people in Thailand, and they send me the actual pictures of the actual skin, so I can present it to the customer if it's the quality, not only for the quality look, but also for the colors and so forth. From there, we decide, of course, on what style we make. And, my customer can tell me, okay, I would love to have this bag about 2 or 3 inches longer than it is actually here on your table, which for me is not a problem. Because
it's very customizable.
Yes, very customized. I can make them a longer handle. I can make them a shorter handle. So it is really, truly, these are truly custom pieces.
Well, everything you're saying is exactly what I went through, because it was so fun, because I'm sitting here buying these bags and creating these designs, and you're so good at texting or calling or even FaceTiming. You're so easy to work with, and you're lovely. I had such a fun experience with you that I feel like that's why we're sitting here. Sitting here today.
So happy to hear that.
I was going to ask a little bit more about the skin. So you mentioned python. When you were just talking, I don't know if I've told you this story before, but Joe and I were in Italy, in Tuscany, and I just thought of this. We got invited somehow to somebody's house, and we didn't really, it was a house, but we didn't realize it was an actual exotic skin place. So we went inside it. It was huge. There was a factory in the back. There was a room full of furs, and then they made luggage. They made end tables, furniture, knives, carving knives, obviously handbags, clothing. It went on and on and on.
It's a big world.
And they took us back to where the leather samples were.
The tanning place.
The man, he was so nice. He was Italian. It was him and his dad, and they were all, they were hunters, and they were just outgoing people. And he's like, hey, I wish I could have an Italian accent, but they were like, go get the python. So I'm like, oh, they're going to bring out like a little piece of python snake. Muki, they brought out a whole roll, this roll. And then they were like, okay, watch out, move out of the way. And they threw it on the ground and rolled it. Not even kidding you, this python had to have been at least 30 yards long.
Unbelievable.
And they hunted for this python.
That's a big one.
That right? I have pictures of that. I'll have to show you later.
Well, you have that with crocodiles as well. Except that the breeding of the crocodile skin is so precise, and it's very expensive actually. That they in a little crocodile farm, when they breed these little animals, they telling me it costs them between $300 to $500 a day to create these perfect skins, just to breed the animal. And then of course they are taken in and tanned and created to colors which they are. But it is an extremely interesting world when you really start
it really is
involved.
Like the back end of it.
Yes.
Like people have no idea what goes into these handbags. And
And they're pricey.
Yes.
They're very
We're
pricey.
going to get to your pricing because
Yeah,
your
well,
price is
yeah,
it's expensive,
explain,
but
yeah.
we're
Yeah.
gonna definitely dive into that because it's so affordable.
Yes, in an overall market, I think I am extremely well
Oh,
priced.
I mean, I was blown away by your
Yeah.
prices. So the Himalayan, I don't want to get off that real
Yeah.
quick because you were talking about it was a Himalayan farm. So Joe actually got me for our 10-year anniversary the Hermès
real
Himalayan
So I was jealous.
back, right?
Yeah.
I had no idea that he would ever. I mean, he likes spending money. I mean, he's so kind. He's such a nice gift giver. But a friend of mine had gotten one through, I think, Lux du Jour, and it got in his head through my friend's husband, and he was telling him the process, and then he ended up pulling the trigger. I'm obsessed with this bag, and I wear it a lot. Like, I'm not one of those. I'm going to put it on the shelves, and I know you're that way. Like, you're meant to wear your bags. Yeah. But the Himalayan, has that become, because of the Hermès Himalayan, has that skin become more popular? I want to take a quick pause to talk to you about something that I have completely fallen in love with. That is Muki Bolton handbags. And let me be very clear, I only promote handbags that I actually wear all the time myself. So Muki Bolton, these are custom luxury handbags that rival all the classics, you guys. I'm talking about the kind of shapes that look just like Hermès, Birkin, Kelly, even the Pochette, but Muki makes them her own. She's been doing it for 20 years, and she's got the most amazing process down. They come in incredible exotic skins. Think about crocodile, python, ostrich, lizards, wide range of colors. I just got the emerald green crocodile one, and let me tell you guys, it looks like $150,000 Hermès Kelly 25, not even joking. I wore it out the first night that I had it, and the waiter was obsessed, and he was like, oh my gosh, I love your Kelly Hermès. I was like, oh no, this is from Muki. Here's the best part, you guys. Her bags range from $500 to $3,500. If you love timeless luxury with a twist and you want the wow factor, Muki's your girl. Just tell her Amy sent you, and she will take very special care of you.
Yes, I think it's most probably one of the most desired skins today because of it's actually half totally natural. The sides of the Himalayan skins are, I could actually go back and explain to you how it started with Himalayan skin. It was Mr. Hermès who saw the tops of Himalayan mountains, and some of it was already gray and dark, and some of it was still covered with snow. And he somehow envisioned that this would be beautiful in a crocodile skin.
That's outstanding. I didn't know that.
Where basically it came into becoming a Himalayan skin. And what they do is they leave the sides of the crocodile skin bare. They clean it up, obviously, and they bleach the middle to get it to the light colors. So this is the start of the Himalayan skin. But yes, I think if you look at any of the auctions and the pricing on the Himalayan Birkins, they sell anywhere from $75,000 for the smallest ones up to $450,000. Of course, they do have the diamond.
Oh no, I've seen those. I saw those at the auction.
Yeah.
What's that big auction they do? And one sold.
Christie's.
One sold. I want to say
$250,000.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah, that's what
it is. It's amazing.
It's another level.
It is an absolutely beautiful, done well. Every skin, because it's natural. Of course, every animal is different. Every skin is a little different. So, but there are some pieces which are made from the Himalayan skin, which are just pieces of art.
I don't know who it was, but this was, let's say, a month ago. Mm-hmm. Somebody on Instagram sent me a message of a picture of a Himalayan bag that you had created for them. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
And she was like so stoked.
Excited. Yeah.
She was so excited. She was like, oh my gosh. I got my bag.
it's-
Did she do that with you? Like you guys text back and
Yes,
forth?
we did. We prepared it. She came to see me. She was
Oh.
actually because she saw you on Instagram,
Really?
and somehow through you, she got to me,
Okay.
and we met. She came over to see me at one of my trunk shows, and we became very. But it's just like if you sell a beautiful painting, you have to get involved with people. You have to find out what they like. You have to sort of get to know where the feeling is. I mean, I always love to look at the ladies when they're trying a handbag, and I said, that one's not for you. I just feel the shape, the size, the color. It's sort of all goes together. Anyhow, Beth is her name, and
Beth, yes, that's
I actually
lovely.
said to her when we met, and we started to create the bag. She says, you could be a sister of a friend of mine who I adore, and she's on Instagram, and she's actually promoting some of my handbags. She says,
That's fantastic.
that's how I'll find you.
Oh,
So
I
was
love
so
that. I
sweet,
remember
yes.
that, Beth. Yeah, she's
And
so
she
lovely.
received a handbag. It took all of about 4.5 weeks.
That's amazing.
And she received it, and it is.
It is. It's gorgeous. Like you literally bring so much joy
Yes,
to
gorgeous.
ladies'
Yes,
houses.
gorgeous. Yeah.
Okay, so
So-
your top selling styles are often compared to fashion legends like the Birkin and the Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
How do you take those timeless silhouettes and make them uniquely Muki?
Okay. I think the two styles, number one, the Kelly and the Birkin, are most probably the two most timeless, beautiful pieces ever. I think I would be very surprised if I find the numbers to be different out in the world. There might be people wearing some other stuff, of course, but we take today basically. You make this, it's a style. It's not that we're trying to copy the Birkin or copy the Kelly. We call the Birkin the Duchess because we feel it is so, royal, but it's so beautiful. And we always change a little tiny thing on it to make it our own. And of course, if my customer tells me I would like the handles to be 1 inch longer, I said, my pleasure, we can certainly make it. Or if she wants me to give her silver hardware, gold hardware, if you want to change this, if you want to change this, I don't want it too shiny. I create my own. And because we give it a different name, and because we slightly change the sizes, it is my Duchess. And
I
it
love
is-
that name.
And it is my princess.
I love that. I love that. Love that. But if anyone's listening and they're on their way to the grocery store, they don't have time to finish. I have to get to the pricing. I have to get. I need the ladies to understand what's happening here. So in front of us, we have the crocodile black princess that looks. I mean, it doesn't look. It doesn't look just like a Kelly, but it's like you guys. It's an extraordinary bag, and I would like for you to describe this bag, the hardware color, the skin, the size, and most importantly, the price.
Okay, all right. So this is basically our style of the Kelly bag, but we put our own touches onto it. It's made from the finest Nile crocodile skin. Nile crocodile is most probably one of the highest graded skins on the market today. They're specially bred up in the waters of Nile and God knows where else. But it is a luscious and most beautiful. The scale on the skin is beautiful, and so is other skins, but this is sort of superior. So we create, we use a very fine Italian hardware on all of our handbags, so it will never tarnish or break for any matter. If it should for any chance break, that means you misused it a big way. Yeah. But anyhow, it is, I think it's one of the classiest handbags. You wear it totally open. Little messy.
So let's actually tell us about that.
Yeah.
That's for Kellys and Birkins. They say to leave it open, casual. Tell me about that.
Totally more open, and it is just the look. The young girls today, you go anywhere in Miami or in Los Angeles, anywhere, they wear it over their shoulder, and it's all open.
You know, I have people stop me all the time when I wear
your bag is open.
All the time. I'm wearing your bag. They're like, your bag's open. I'm like, I know. Like, I'm okay. Like, nothing's going to fall out. Yeah. You know,
no, it is basically the way. The truth of the matter is that it is a little difficult to close a Birkin.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember there was a whole
story.
The
Kelly, too. I mean,
exactly
it's not
the same.
It's not exactly
easy.
It's
a little bit of a work. So I normally keep the flop over lock. I mean,
same. I do too.
Tight, and then leave the two handles open, which makes it just fine.
Okay, I got a drum roll. How much does this bag in front of us cost?
So, the Kelly handbag comes obviously in few sizes. So depending on what size, even though, the first three sizes, basically they use exactly the same size of the skin. So the price for the small, medium, and just a little bit bigger doesn't change. The most, out of a regular skin, let's say we forget about the top quality of skin, we can make a beautiful, shiny crocodile belly skin princess, let's say in a 25 centimeter size for about $2,200. Which is a joke.
I don't know why that makes me chuckle. $2,200. That's insane. Yeah. You guys, this so like the Kelly and the Birkin, they usually come in like a Togo. That's a really popular leather. Right. We're not even. This isn't Togo, you guys. Which, by the way, I know you can do. This is exotic skins.
This is a genuine skin. It's actually those poor little guys who were bred for the purpose of it, but they're beautiful.
Beautiful.
And I think if you wear, I always say you can have a pair of jeans and a T-shirt, or you put on a beautiful crocodile skin handbag, you're dressed.
I mean, right. You don't need anything else. Yeah. This bag in front of us, I picture like a T-shirt and jeans and cute shirt and that bag. Now,
I have a quick little story.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Sorry.
Story. I remember seeing Melania a while back, correct? Uh-huh. She was Donald's wife already, but she was going to the pool and she was wearing one of Hermès Birkins, and it was totally wide open in her bathing suit on the pool. It was right next to her little lounge chair, and there she was sitting and reading. I thought it was a picture of class and beauty because that bag is so fabulous.
Yeah. What? So, can you expand on that story? Like, what were you thinking?
Sure can expand on that story. So, I am doing a fun little event at the Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, and I have a beautiful table set up. And Donald, as he is, he just always comes and visits all the girls who are doing some events, and he always visits and supports people. That's the nice part about it. Anyhow, so he walks in after playing his golf and comes up to my table and says, "Hi, Mook." So we know one another from before, but goes directly into one of my most beautiful green shiny Duchess handbags. I think I would like this for Melania. And he picks up the phone, he calls her, hands the phone to me. And, we're discussing. She says, "I would also like to have a white one." I said, "Oh, yeah, we can arrange that."
Of course you would.
Anyhow, this is such a cute story. And he was so sweet and so supportive. So I have a wonderful, wonderful experience with him. And I'm so happy Melania has one of my bags because she certainly cars it perfectly.
That's incredible. What a neat story.
So, yes, my bags compare. Of course, there's some very cheap stuff being made anywhere in this world today. I think my quality of crocodile, ostrich, or any of the skins I sell are superb.
Yeah, I mean, I would feel like probably 95% are being made over in China.
Yes, today most of it is.
And yours are made?
Yeah, mine are made in Thailand and the skins are purchased in some of the finest tanneries, and you can see it. There's no way that nobody's going to see that this is an amazing quality of
I know.
of
I'm eyeing that.
crocodile.
I'm
Yeah,
just like
yeah,
covet.
yeah.
You're not supposed
So
to covet your neighbor's belongings. I'm coveting that one right now. What you have. So I would guess if you got a special order through Hermès, that bag, I'm just throwing this number out, but I would guess would cost about $90,000.
how about 145
145.
at least? This quality, yeah.
Wow. That's
And
incredible.
this size, it's a biggest size bag. It's fabulous. And look at the shine to it.
So do you get the question when you're wearing your bags, if someone just like, I love your Kelly, do you say anything or you just go, thank you?
No, I said I do too. I love my handbags, and listen, I make them. So
It's an opening.
Yeah, so it's a very nice opening for me to do. But then of course, you get people who do not like animals on people. But
I mean, that's another story. But you know, the way it reminds me of furs.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't like the fur.
I know.
I mean, furs have. The caveman has been around a long. Like, how did they stay warm?
Yeah.
Like, they stayed warm since the beginning of time
Exactly.
with furs.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I do like some of the faux furs out there. I do think animals should be treated fairly,
very
and they should be involved with factories that are humane. I totally get that, but to knock off something that's been, part of our lives for since the beginning of time.
I try to sort of compare it to us eating meat or chickens. These animals are brought for commercial use. Yes, it's sad that everything has to be basically killed for that reason, but it's not that these are, animals in the wild which have an opportunity to live and be wild. So it's a very, very difficult subject, most probably.
I don't think it's that difficult, Muki.
No.
I
it's
think
not,
I don't think I think
this is commercial.
I agree.
World.
I think it's become a subject that unfortunately has made women scared to talk about.
Yeah.
And I just don't think we should be intimidated by it.
No, absolutely not. Many times I went, it's forbidden in here. I said, no, it's not forbidden. Whatever comes to this country with me, it comes in legally. And
well, that's a big difference. Most of those coming from China, I'm assuming, are not legal.
China delivers stuff here, which is
Then the factories there, and
I don't even want to go to that.
Yeah. Okay. So
subject, but anyhow, there are. I mean, I gave up my little art world and my figure skating career because it became a handbag business. I love it.
So, what is your favorite skin?
I love the shiny belly, but I do love the mixture of the skin, of the leather and the belly, and I love to wear the shiny for evening, and I love to wear the bat for the day.
What about? I mean, when you first told me you made lizard, I was like kind of shocked by that.
Lizards are
Do you like the lizard?
They are gorgeous. I just started to make them in Argentina, and they have a very tiny little lizards. They're lizard like everything else. They come in different sizes. So the ones out of the Orient, I am not too keen, even though I have made quite a few nice little designs from the Thailand factories, and they're very, very cute. But the Argentinian skins are soft and beautiful and come in dynamite colors.
And what about python? Explain that skin.
Python is a skin which I've had a little bit of a bad experience, even though I'm sure when done properly, since python doesn't have a shine and you cannot really seal it with anything. It's totally natural. So sometimes, of course, they bleach it, but it has tendency to lose the color because there's no way to secure the color on it. Where with this, they put all kinds of different, finishes.
Yeah, that
on
black
it.
color, I'm just vibing. Like I want to get that bag so bad because I have the big Birkin. It's the Duchess, right?
Right.
The large Duchess. It's more of a matte. It's like a matte.
Matte crocodile.
But I agree with you. I wouldn't want this big
in a shiny.
in the shiny. And that's my travel bag.
Oh, I know.
So
I
it's
do
really
too.
really big,
Yeah.
and you can fit other bags in it. So
Yeah.
Joe and I, we travel a lot. I have my carry-on suitcase, and then I'll put your large. How big is that?
It's a 35
This
centimeter.
35 centimeter. I put
And
it
we
on
make
top
the
of the
40. There's a lot of
and I
it.
could do that when I travel, like a 40, and you put it on top of your your carry-on.
Carry-on,
And then
exactly.
inside that I put all my small either hats or small handbags that I don't want to get messed up. It's a little, and it's it's a little stiffer, so it protects
it does.
everything.
Yeah. It's firm enough to protect. Yeah.
So I'm currently designing with you a green emerald bag. That when do you think I'll get that, Muki?
Well, I just came today to discuss it and finalize it, because we've decided to create a beautiful, smaller dinner style handbag for Amy, which is going to be 22 centimeters, beautiful, shiny emerald green princess.
Oh my God!
And
I got that. I got the
with the
fur.
gold hover. Right?
The fur with your friend I met in Palm Beach that has the boutique.
Yes.
I bought that.
Oh, you bought the jacket?
Yeah,
Yes.
I bought the green fur
one.
jacket,
Yeah.
literally just to match with the bag.
I know.
I
And it's
cannot
gorgeous.
wait to
I know.
strut my stuff with that look.
I'm gonna put. I mean, they're waiting just to tell me go.
Okay.
So we were just sort of. I wanted to make sure that you see the difference. You see, this is 20 because we talked about the 20. This little bag over here is a 20 centimeter. So the 22 is just a little bit bigger, and I think it's perfect for you.
Okay.
It's going to just be like a
Woo!
like
you know
a
who's
big
you know who's most
diamond.
excited about this is Joe, because he's like, I'm sorry, you got that bag for $2,200. He's gonna be so stoked because he knows. I mean, we had to obviously insure the Himalayan, like it's insured, like it's so much money. So he's like, this is amazing. Okay, a lovely question for you. Have you ever had a moment where a client picked up one of your bags and had an emotional, unforgettable reaction? Maybe even a celebrity? We want a story, Muki.
Oh my God. Well, the best one was Donald. I mean,
yeah.
he didn't have a heart attack when he saw it, but I hope Melania really liked it. Yeah. But this was most probably, but I do have, I have ladies come in, and I'm trying to be very private. I don't brag about stars or celebrities who come to me who want to be. A lot of people want to have their own privacy, and
The Palm Beach, the rich, the famous, and the rich and the famous. My husband always says, "Would you rather be rich or would you rather be famous?" I'm like, rich.
Right, me too. Me too. Fame you can always create. Money, you can.
So before we move on to the next exciting subject, you guys are going to die when you hear this. We are doing a little code. I mean, we became friends. I don't think you've ever done this before, but using a code or just a referral, I'm assuming, the 10%. Is this the first time you've done any type of collaboration with anybody?
We've done for Beth, the one I've mentioned already, and I have not done this before, but I was so in love with you, literally, the way you carry everything and the way you look with everything and the way you present yourself is wonderful. So I'm so happy that we can create this. And
It's very exclusive. Like I know Muki is like, I mean, 10% at these prices, a discount, that's a lot of money. Yeah,
it's a lot of money. And honestly, if anybody wants to compare, they can look at Neiman's, they can look at Saks Fifth Avenue. They will see a couple of handbags over there in the skins, where if you come to me, you have a choice of many colors, you have a choice of many styles. I create many beautiful clutches, small little handbags for some ladies, like little ones, like this little thing over here in the front. And so I am a good deal. I'm not looking for a huge big business. I really enjoy the privacy of what I do, that I deal with the particular ladies, and it is so nice when they come back to me and order more and they enjoy. And
I was actually going to ask you about that. The ladies that come back for more, How often does that happen?
Oh, quite often. Quite often. In fact, I have 3 ladies going now who bought the first handbag from me, and by the time we finished with the first session, they were already ordering a next one. And then and then already she called me not long ago. She says, "Okay, let's start working on the pink one as well."
I mean, what am I on now? I'm on 3, right? This is my 3rd.
Yeah. But it's nice because they feel them and they wear them, and then they realize, and I get photographs from them, which makes me so happy that when they receive them, that they look beautiful, they're happy with the result, and we deliver beautiful stuff.
Can you think of a time or experience where, I don't know, like a lady was just so emotional and happy? Like, how did that even make you feel?
It is so heartwarming. It's what I want to do. Yeah, it's my personality. I love to give. I love to make some people happy.
You're involved with some charities as well, right?
I do. I do. I do quite a few charities, and recently the biggest one was the Melanoma Foundation at the Breakers at the Breakers in Palm Beach, and it was a great success. And I sold a lot of beautiful handbags. And
you need that in Palm Beach.
20% went off to the charity, which was
that's
nice.
wonderful, because I know your bags
and
are
the
so
ladies
affordable.
just loved it. There's so many beautiful ladies over there who really enjoyed it.
That's such a good cause. I had skin cancer on my nose. I had to get a radiation.
Well, we might just have to get you up for the event.
I can talk. I can get up and talk. But Palm Beach, like everybody's getting in the sun all the time. It stresses me out when I go to Palm Beach. I love going there, but I'm just like, put a hat on, for goodness sakes. You're gonna get skin cancer.
But, honestly, there's plenty of sun here too.
I know. I don't even go out without a hat on hardly. Yeah. I think it's because of my experience with skin cancer on my nose, and I had to go when you get the radiation, you have to literally go in every day for 6 weeks, Monday through Friday. Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, I'm amazed they let you do radiation on your skin because,
Well, they could have done like some type of surgery, but it would have been a pretty big scar. So the derm, which I appreciate, was like, yeah, it's into your nose. Let's do radiation and not the surgery, because you could the Mohs surgery. That's what it's called. Even though the Mohs is known to like having less scar, and I'm kind of glad. I was like. Yeah. So it was, I don't know, 4 years ago. So I don't even think about those 6 weeks of my life where I was like, I'm so tired of driving to the doctor. Okay, I want to circle on a very exciting, fun fact about you. You were an Olympic skater. Where was this? Where are you from? Tell us.
Okay, so I was born in the Czech Republic. And I became a skater when I was very young. And I dragged my brother to come along because my mother and I were always around the skating rinks. So we both skated as a soloist, and we both skated and later became pairs and became the Czech national champions and went on to...
I'm sorry. You were the Czech champion.
Czech national champions. But my country is very, very small. But they've developed some very, very good athletes, as you well know. Not just tennis players, but hockey players and soccer players and on. But as well as figure skaters, they had a lot of good medalist skaters.
How old were you?
I was 5 when I started.
Wow!
Yeah. And I wanted it badly. Yeah. I wanted
When you guys
skate.
won, how old were you?
Pardon?
When you had the championship, how old were you?
When we first won the nationals, I was 18, and then we went on to. Of course, once you're a national champion, you're entitled to represent your country in the European Championship first. Then you go into the Worlds, and from the Worlds, every 4 years, you go to the Olympic Games.
Oh my gosh!
So
I have an Olympus in front of me.
Oh, it was just.
I'm an ex-athlete,
So magical.
Like I played every sport imaginable, and ended up playing volleyball in college, and obsessed, and athletic director, volleyball coach.
Beautiful.
So the fact that you got that experience,
it was. I tell you, doing a sport to to that level, you really have to be, and your family has to be totally devoted. And we did. And we grew up in communism. It was very, very difficult because my parents were not communists. But we trained. My mother was an extreme powerhouse behind us as a mother and a coach. Literally, she just directed the traffic everywhere, and we trained. But it was not just skating. You do ballet, you do gymnastics, you work out heavily to be strong. Figure skating might look very beautiful on the outside, but it's a sport which is very, very, going out there for 5 minutes, it's just like you would be sprinting for 5 minutes and doing all the jumps and spins and look beautiful.
I mean, look at you. I can't even imagine. Oh, you know what? That's right. You showed me pictures.
Yeah.
You showed me pictures.
I loved it. I loved every minute. Every minute. It was a hard work. There are a lot of ups. There's a lot of downs.
So when you say that, when you say a lot of downs, I was actually going to ask you that. What is that? Like, what's a down moment? Having to go through that?
I think the worst one of all was, I mentioned I came out of a communist country. My brother and I came in from a smaller town, and we were always sort of pushed aside because of the fact that my father was never entered into a communist party. But we really pushed through because we trained and trained and trained. We won our way the right way by what we accomplished in skating. As we entered the first national championships in the pair skating, we lost the title, which was extremely unfair. And the whole country, because it was all televised, was up in uproar because we were flawless in our performance. And it was strictly given to another team because of political reasons.
Oh, that's heartbreaking, Muki.
And it was. It's a tough, but God bless my mom. She turned around, she says, okay, kids, next time it's going to be so good that they can't do it to you.
Oh, that literally bring a little tear to my eye. That's some story.
And
I'm visualizing what that must have been for you and your family.
It is heartbreaking. You work so hard. We worked with the choreographers. We worked off the ice. We worked on the ice. It's a total devotion to that sport. But I loved every minute of it. It's something you really have to like to do. So that was my life, big time.
I mean,
and then of course we turned pros. There was another little difficult moment when we were basically finally recognized in my country that we would actually go for a medal at the Olympics.
Wow.
And my father decided he wanted us out of the country. Situation was very difficult in the Czech Republic. And we signed with Holiday on Ice. We signed contracts. We turned pros. And 3 months later, the Russians reoccupied the country. We would have never been able to live.
3 months?
Yeah. So it was difficult. But at the same time, if I may just say a couple more things, I always felt I didn't reach that top. So that left me. And I have to prove myself always into something. So this is when, when I came to America, I started to think, what's next? I knew I had to leave my skating because it was done, finished. But
I can see your competitive spirit in what you do because you're just so passionate. But at the same time, I feel like you have like a gratefulness about you because you're competitive, but like maybe your experience as a child and everything you went through with a communist country, and then the fact that you guys basically had to leave.
No, we didn't have
it was a very
we did. We
emotional.
were able to leave.
You were able to leave. I wonder if that
we
really...
still had a wonderful childhood. I was brought up in a very nice family, and my parents kept us at a very good position. So it's a tough world, the communist world.
So back then, since your father would not submit or succumb to the Communist Party, did that affect you guys, you and your brother as a child? Like, can you expand on that?
Well, I got Look, you sent to school. You have to go to school to learn. So they couldn't totally told us, don't listen to your teachers. So we were brought up in a communist society. But I have to say that in many respects, their education was very good. But we had to learn Russian. We had to do other things which we didn't necessarily need to do. But our parents gave us the little background which they felt was important to them. We grew up in a very fine home. We had, beautiful art. We were basically had a beautiful childhood, even though the situation was very, very difficult. Yeah.
Well, God, that's some story.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up, I wanted to ask one last little memory lane. What was the moment of your ice skating career that gave you like the biggest chills, like where you're like, oh, I can't believe this is happening?
Yeah, it was in Grenoble at the Olympic Games. You stand, and there's, it was a small Olympic Games. It's many years ago, but it was beautifully organized, and we're standing there. All the nations are there, all the different, costumes and clothing, and everything was so colorful. And the planes come around and create these beautiful Olympic rings on the sky. And President de Gaulle was the one who opened the ceremony. So it was just.
And where was this again?
This was in Grenoble in France.
Okay, in France.
Many years ago. Don't ask me about it.
And is this the opening ceremony?
That was the opening ceremony.
I see that on TV every year. Every 4 years, I'm just like, what that must be for the athletes. And like, I always, every time I see, I'm like,
Peggy Fleming and
really?
Jean-Claude Killy and all these beautiful. It was a fabulous Olympic Games. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I totally remember seeing Peggy.
Unforgettable.
I wonder if I saw you on TV.
Maybe.
I mean, my whole family would sit around when I was growing up. Like Olympics
it would have been
was
more so
it.
from the Worlds, because the Olympics, I think in Americans normally just show the first 3 or 4 pairs. We just started competing on the on the international field with the Olympic Games here, but so we placed 7th in the world, which was not bad for the first year.
Wow.
Yeah. And but it was it was an unforgettable.
I mean,
experience.
the fact that you have that experience behind you now, I mean, I would only dream of something like that because as an athlete, so when I see him come out on the opening ceremony, I always visualize what they went through to get there. Because these families, I mean, it's like, okay, I feel like NBC or whatever, they focus in on the superstars and they don't focus in on the rest. And I always think about the rest. And like these people have been through sweat and tears and the money that these parents have sacrificed.
And the devotion, the time they put into it. It's definitely, the only other thing I wanted to say is that, once we turned pro, we signed with Holiday on Ice, which was then still a very, very popular show. And we traveled the world. Excuse me. And it skated for people. And there's nothing more satisfying than when you finish your program and the audience goes totally quiet, and then you finish and they just burst out in this beautiful applause. This was better than any of the competitions because we did it all over the world.
What was your best score? Like, what was your best score?
Our best score? It's tough to say. I don't even remember. No.
Did they do the 10 back then?
Sure. It was, I think, with the highest one we had 5.8. Yeah, those days. It's now different.
It's all
totally
different. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, God bless your parents.
Oh my God, yes.
For raising you guys the way they did.
That's wonderful.
And just you are literally a wonderful human being. You're extraordinary, Muki.
Thank you.
I mean, honestly.
I appreciate that, Amy, and I feel the same about you.
Okay,
yes,
but before we leave,
so.
I would love just to, where can people find you? Instagram, website, our code. How do my lady followers get your handbags?
The best way to reach me is obviously through the internet. You can go to my website, which is very easy. It's mukiboltonboutique.com. And or you can look at my Instagram pages or my Facebook pages, for that matter, at Muki Bolton Boutique. We post just about every week few different styles in different colors. We make a little fun with it, and try to make it as colorful and as approaching as it can be. Or you can plainly pick up a phone, which you will find on my website, and call me. I am always around.
Okay,
I
I don't actually
answer.
remember our code. I think it's maybe Amy 10. You know, I love you so much. I love our friendship. I love that we were put together the way we are. And thank you for sharing your, journey on skating on the Olympic ice. I can just visualize you all the way to creating these fabulous handbags where they are literally pieces of art, and you bring so much joy to so many women. And it has been such a pleasure having you.
Oh, Amy, thank you so much for having me. And I hope this is just going to grow and get better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we'll create more beauties.
Okay, love you.
Thank you. Love you too. Thanks so much. Okay.
Okay, if you like this podcast, you can comment, leave a review, and make sure you subscribe because you don't want to miss out. I give a monthly giveaway of a luxury item that might be fashion, an accessory, a gift card. You never know, and you don't want to miss out.